During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th to the 20th, every Husker fan has the chance to drive the success of Nebraska athletics through NIL. Whether it's $10, $1,000, or more, your contribution counts. And football fans, don't miss the chance to double your impact. Every gift to Husker football will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB-NIL to 801-801 to contribute today. Together, we win.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, first and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. The show is going to give you Husker sports, college football, and general sports as well. And while we're discussing said topics, you're going to get unique insights, unbridled honesty, and producer Jake and I are going to have a whole lot of fun in the process. In fact, I've got a surprise for producer Jake today he doesn't even know about. We'll get to that in due time. He's quaking in his boots if you can't tell. All right, Dante Dowdell is going to go in the transfer portal. Nebraska actually signed someone from the transfer portal today. All right, what's his name? And I'll be honest with you, I have not watched a ton of film on this guy. I don't know a ton about him. What do we know about him right now, Jake?
So it's Jalen George, 6'2", 260 out of East Tennessee State. He has 3.5 years to play, too. He was a first-team all-conference selection there for the Southern Conference, which is in the FCS. He's an FCS player. 33 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, half a sack. Had also heard from Louisville and Tulsa and Buffalo, but decided to go ahead and cancel. I think he had a trip for Tulsa lined up. Decided to go ahead and commit to Nebraska.
Okay, so I actually did see this. I did not realize this was the same individual that I saw yesterday. I think I actually commented on social media for someone who put it out, and that's where I saw it. Okay, so this is another example of production. Coaches want production. It's the potential versus the production. And a lot of times what you would see in the first year or two of the transfer portal is, hey, this guy's really, really talented. He was a 5-star. Bring him in. I can develop him. There's still some of that out there. That probably will never change to a degree. There's always going to be coaches that they believe that they can get a guy who's really talented, didn't work out somewhere else, bring him in here, boom, I can help him get to the next level. And every coach should believe that. Otherwise, get out of coaching. But there's also something to be said for bringing in proven commodities and production. Now, this was not per se at the FBS level, so it's not quite the same as bringing in a Curtis Rourke from Ohio into Indiana, who was the MAC Offensive Player of the Year in 2022, then ended up being the number 1 rated passer in the Big Ten this past year. By the way, did you know someone actually voted him number 1 on their Heisman ballot, which isn't, like a bad thing. The bad thing about that ballot, and the reason other Heisman voters are trying to figure out who it is because they want to take away this person's Heisman vote, is because that same person left Travis Hunter completely off the ballot, which is, Jake, say it with me. It's not ass at 7. It's not ass at 8. It's ass at 9. There we go. That's the best we've ever done it. We have 0 rehearsals put into that as well. A lot to talk about. Dante Dowdell in the portal. Nebraska has added a defensive lineman all-conference from the FCS level. Okay. And transfer portal insanity. I got a few things here. There is one particular player, if you go back through high school, who will have been on 7 different teams in 7 straight years. That's insanity. All right. Lots to talk about as far as, I had this whole list of like a bracket of Christmas movies that I was going to pit head to head, like Home Alone versus, I got to look up the bracket here, but all these, the Grinch or whatever the case may be. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I've got a Christmas movie recommendation. I watched a movie for the first time ever last night. And if you got kids, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. All right. I'm going to dive into that in a minute. But here's what I want to know in the meantime. Send it into the text line. What's that number, Jake?
402-464-5685.
What is your favorite Christmas movie of all time? Also, part 2-part request here. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I just simply want to know. We got to settle this debate. We got to put it to bed for eternity. What is your favorite Christmas movie of all time? And then is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? Let's start off the top. Dante Dowdell is going to enter the portal. And I chatted about this a little bit on the Carriker Chronicles show that I put out this morning. Check it out, carrikerchronicles.com, also on YouTube, also the ticket, theticketfm.com, and basically anywhere you can get your radio, YouTube, and or podcast platform type shows, all the phenomenal shows that are here on the ticket. It's his 3rd team in 3 years. And now he could come back to Nebraska. And I will tell you right now, I was excited about the 1-2 punch of Emmett and Dante. Now, Dante did not quite run with the effectiveness when he was the starting back for a good portion of the season that I kind of hoped he would. Now, remember, when he was at Oregon, there was 2 backs ahead of him. Now, that's a really loaded team, loaded roster, loaded backfield. No harm, no foul, no shame. Comes here, ends up being our starter. That was always kind of in the back of my mind, though. Like, he's a young guy. He came here. Okay. A lot of guys do that. No problem. As the season's going along, he's clearly emerging as the number 1 back in coach's eyes at that point in time. And I'm just like, man, I see the talent, the potential, the physicality that he possesses. I see the unusual amount of explosiveness for about 10 to 20 yards that he possesses for a back his size. I wouldn't say his top end speed's going to blow the top off you, but his explosiveness at that size is pretty good. But I wasn't seeing that in games. I wasn't seeing him run people over. I wasn't seeing him run with veracity. I wasn't seeing him play with his big boy pads enough. I saw that in the Wisconsin game. Short yardage, goal line situations. I saw it. And that was about the first time I saw it all year. And again, as you know, I was like, where's Emmett? Emmett should be the guy, blah, blah, blah. Emmett's back, was in the portal. That's all in the past. But I was like, man, the combo of these two would be phenomenal. You got Quentin Ives, you got a couple of freshmen coming up. I like where we're at in the running back room. So Dante's going to go in the portal. Obviously, he can come back. It's happened before. I think that would be a great 1-2 punch if that happens. odds are he's going to find another home. It's his third team in 3 years. And so my thought is, man, I don't know. There's just something about me. Like I'll tell my kids, never start a fight. You got the right to defend yourself, never back down. So in this situation, for me, I would never come into a situation just assuming I'm the guy. But at the same time, I'd be like, all right, we're going to fight for this spot. Let's light this candle. I had to pause there for a second. Radio. But I'm like, let's do this. That would have been my mentality. Things change, evolve over time. Sometimes evolution is good. Sometimes it's overrated. So for me, if Dante goes somewhere else, I wish him the best. But we need guys who want to compete. And that's hard to find in this day and age. It's really hard to find. There's so many options. There's so much money. There's so much recruiting that just never stops throughout your career. You can literally be recruited out of high school, then you can enter the portal and be recruited and take visits. Like by the end of your college career, if you enter the portal every year, which you can do, by the way, you could literally have visited like 20 to 30 different colleges. Whereas it used to be the limit was you had 5 official visits. It's crazy to me. I want guys who want to compete. I know that that's hard to find, but we clearly need somebody from the portal now. And I just quickly glanced at the top 10 running backs in the transfer portal. There is one of these guys that has been on campus at Lincoln, but the first guy that pops up, Wayshawn Parker from Washington State, this was funny to me. Parker took home Pac-12, really? Pac-12, there was 2 teams in the conference. Pac-12 Freshman of the Year honors. All right, next on the list, Fluff Bothwell. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. South Alabama. Here is the individual that I know Nebraska absolutely had interest in. Okay, and I don't know where the discussions have been as of late, but Ahmad Hardy, Louisiana Monroe. Now, he's a 3-star coming out of high school, but set the Sun Belt on fire as a true freshman, rushing 237 times for a league high. Sun Belt conference high, 1,351 yards and 13 touchdowns. Carried the ball 15 times for 60 yards and a touchdown in a Week 11 loss to Auburn. And exceeded 150 yards on the ground 3 times in the last 6 games. Ole Miss, Auburn, and Oregon are among a handful of the other top programs who are reportedly interested in Hardy. So maybe Nebraska is faded there. Probably because we thought we had Emmett and we thought we had Dante at the time. So we'll see what happens. And there's other backs here. Quentin Joyner from USC. Malachi Hosley from Penn. A lot of these guys are from smaller type schools. All right. So we'll see what happens with the backfield. But those are my thoughts initially on Dante Dowdell. When you start to think about the transfer portal insanity, there is over about 2,000 guys in the transfer portal right now. There's not that many spots available. There's just not. Some of these guys are going to go somewhere else, and it will work out well for them. That is not the majority. That is the minority, to be clear. It is less than 50% of what typically happens in the transfer portal. Some of these guys will never find another football home. Some will go to a lower level, and I've talked about the trickle-down effect, especially with the roster limit going to 105. Like, it's just going to keep trickling down from Power 4 teams to G5 teams. Then you go to the FCS, and then you go to NAIA, and eventually there's no more trickle-down effect, and some guys just aren't going to get to play football anymore. But the amount of people that are in the transfer portal, a couple thousand, is crazy to me. But there's an interesting situation and developments that are happening. So the first thing I saw was Texas, one of their edge rushers, he's a backup, has entered the portal. I'm like, oh. All right, so you're entering the playoff, going to play the ACC champ, going to play Clemson. You know, eventually you can play Oregon. Like, you have a real chance to make a national championship run, but you're going to be without one of your backup edge rushers. And the D-line edge rushers, that's one of the places where you have to rotate a lot. Then Bo Pribula, Penn State's backup quarterback, hit the portal Sunday night, and he basically said he hated having to do this. It's the situation that's been created by those in charge. The portal closes December 28th. So if Penn State plays beyond that, that creates issues. Now, there is a rule that says if you play beyond, if your season goes beyond December 28th, you have 3 more days to get in the portal. Now, there's certain positions, offensive line, wide receiver, where you can come in with another, like, let's say, offensive lineman, and it's no problem, especially if you're a guard, they're a tackle, or whatever the case may be. There's only one quarterback on the field at a time. There's only so many slots available. There's only so many desirable slots available. So if he waits till December 28th, or if he waits if Penn State plays on New Year's in a major bowl game, even if they lose on New Year's Day, so he goes in January 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, a lot of those desirable quarterback spots available across America are probably gone. He has no choice. This is not on him. He even said so in his social media post. Like, if he wants to go somewhere, by the way, this is the guy that came in the second half versus Wisconsin and led Penn State to a 2-touchdown win when it was neck and neck at halftime with Drew Aller, the starter. And I honestly thought Drew Aller's coming back next year. And I saw some articles, where folks are like, oh, it got tougher for Nebraska. And there's a case to be made for that. There's a case to be made where I thought Pribula gave Penn State the opportunity to be more dynamic on offense, because I don't think Drew Aller is some phenomenal passer, and he's no threat with his legs. Insanely highly recruited, has big arm, has like prototypical NFL quarterback body, size, height, weight, all that. He still doesn't throw the ball past 15 yards down the field. The only exception was the Oregon game. He finally did that in the Oregon game. Now, part of that is Penn State hasn't had great wide receivers for a while. But I honestly thought he gave Penn State more of an opportunity to be dynamic than Drew Aller did. But obviously, Drew is the starter. He's coming back, so Bo Pribula hits the portal because there's only so many slots available at the quarterback position. So then you look at Penn State. You do just like a 2-minute dive into this. So their backup quarterback's gone. And this has happened in the past. Right? Texas didn't have a backup quarterback last year. It didn't hurt them, mostly because they lost in the first round to Washington. So they only played one playoff game. But even so, they would have played 2 at the most had they beaten Washington. You look in the past. Tommy Frazier, Brooke Behringer, backup quarterback, rather important, versus Kansas State that year. Our third stringer had to come in and play well that game. The run game, the defense played phenomenal that night as well. You think about Texas versus Alabama, 2009. Now, Texas was actually slicing and dicing Bama before Colt McCoy got hurt, but true freshman quarterback Garrett Gilbert came in and actually played decently, considering the situation. But imagine if he wasn't there. If a true freshman is your backup, what does your third string look like? You go to the NFL. I mean, these situations are not hard to find. Nick Foles, right? Carson Wentz was having an MVP-type season for the Eagles. He ends up getting hurt. Nick Foles comes in. They go on the playoff run. Oh, they win the frickin' Super Bowl. Didn't they beat the Patriots that year, Jake? The Philly special and all that?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds right. We'll go with that. Sounds right is fact here. Backup quarterbacks are important. So now you're without your backup quarterback. All right, who's next? Nobody else on that roster has thrown a pass all year. Outside of Drew, outside of Bo, except for one individual, and his name is Tyler Warren, Penn State's tight end. You do a deep dive, he is their third string quarterback. So if Drew goes down, it is now their tight end coming in to play quarterback because of the way college football and its in-season, out-of-season, insanity schedule is set up. The transfer portal is crazy. I do want to give a shout-out to Dabo Swinney, who joined the 21st century. And I get done talking about the transfer portal being crazy, and I'm going to poke fun at Dabo because he doesn't do the transfer portal. Just signed his first ever transfer portal player within the past 24 hours, so I wanted to give him a shout-out. There's got to be some sort of middle ground here between the utter and complete ridiculous insanity, and you got to be able to use the transfer portal to help build your team without the world being what it is right now. Again, I've said this before. Could you imagine, because this is what happens in December for college football. The draft, signing day, free agency, the transfer portal, all leading up to the AFC NFC Championship and then the Super Bowl. How dumb would that be? I mean, I don't know how else to put it. That's dumb. That's what college football is right now. They've got to restructure the schedule. I'm going to get to that in the offseason. I've got some ideas, starting with the Army-Navy game, kicking off the season and opening up another weekend for college football playoff games to happen. If you give it the week 0 game all by itself, it gets the national spotlight. It's kind of being crowded now anyways with everything else. We have bowl games following it, which we didn't used to have. It opens up a weekend for the college football playoff. You keep the momentum going, and then maybe, just maybe, you use December as your college football playoff weekends, and then you end your season in Pasadena, national championship game in the Rose Bowl every January 1st, which, by the way, would give you 10 to 14 days before most winter semesters start for you to have the transfer portal then. I don't know, Jake, is that crazy?
Sounds pretty good.
Does that just make too much sense?
No, when you started with the Army, Navy, and moving it off tradition, that started getting me upset. But now you've made some sense. Yeah.
You're gonna have to change some things.
Yeah.
Bowl games don't mix with playoff games. Okay. Signing day does not mix with the transfer portal, does not mix with bowl season, does not mix with the playoff. Like, you're going to have to make some changes. The guys who gave us the Bowl Alliance screwed it up. The guys who gave us the BCS screwed it up. The 14 playoffs, we're going to have to change some things. I am a college football traditionalist as much as you're going to frickin' find. I remember the Big 8 in the Southwest Conference and when the Big East used to play football. Like, I love that. But you're going to have to make some changes. All right, I got topics for the offseason. I'm going a little bit too much into my offseason script, all right? But just a little bit of a heads up because I would put Army-Navy week 0. It'd be the only game that weekend. I mean, it would get the spotlight it deserves. You open up a weekend in December. Just a couple of thoughts, initial ideas right there. All right, Jake, here's what we're going to do. How much time we got? All right, perfect. Call this number. We're going to go third caller today just because I feel like making it the third caller. Be the third caller, and you're going to win a $100 gift certificate to Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest Street in Lincoln. What's the number, Jake?
402-464-5685.
But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put Jake on the spot. We're going to do Jake's Trivia Challenge.
Uh-oh.
Now, you have to get 3 of these right.
Okay.
No reason. Just be the third caller. You still win. I just want to make you get 3 of these right, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. So 3 of these are about your co-host here.
Oh, okay.
And 2 of them are general college football. Just because if it's all the questions are about me, I felt bad. But we're going to start with the questions about yours truly. What grade did I start playing football in? And every single one of these, I have said on the show at some point, by the way.
9th grade?
7th grade. 0 for 1. What was my favorite sport as a kid? I said this in the past week. What was my favorite sport as a kid?
Basketball. I know that one.
You got, because I couldn't play football until 7th grade.
Yeah.
All right, 1 for 2. What sport did I think I was going to go pro in?
Baseball.
You got it, baseball. I tore the UCL, needed Tommy John surgery, said I'm not going to have Tommy Johns, I'm going to lift weights and go hit people. So, yeah, I threw 95 as a sophomore in high school, and obviously I was a quarterback, and I could throw it a fair piece there. All right, couple of general college football questions. You're 2 out of 3 now.
Okay, I need 1.
Dude, you are a math major. All right, Ohio State plays Tennessee. Ohio State has 8 claimed national titles. We can debate whether they're legit, but that's what Wikipedia said, and everything you read on the internet is true. Ohio State has 8 claimed national titles. Their last national title was in 2014. What year did Tennessee win their 1 national title?
1998.
Ooh. All right, bonus questions just for fun. Who was their quarterback and who'd they play in the title game?
T. Martin, and they defeated Florida State.
Dude, who was Florida State's quarterback?
Chris Winkie.
Dude, this is impressive.
That 1998 might be other than the Nebraska part, one of my favorite college football years of all time.
Dude, that is impressive. All right. Now, I just want to stump you at this point. 1996, who was number 2 going into the bowl season that year?
So Florida and Florida State played each other going into the bowl, so that was after that.
Going into the bowl season. I just pulled this out of my keister, by the way. We're just having fun now. I just want to stump you at this point. I'm impressed. Who is number 2?
Oh.
There is an indirect Nebraska tie. That's why I asked this.
You know what? I don't know that one.
Arizona State.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was Jake Plummer's year. That's right.
Do I have to explain the indirect Nebraska tie? I'd rather not. All right.
I do know that one now.
What year? You're probably going to know this one. I didn't realize. Wow. I'm impressed, dude. All right. What year did Notre Dame win their last national title?
1988.
Ooh, you were close. 1988. You're 4 out of 5, dude. That's nice. So 1993, I believe this is where you were going to go, and then you recalibrated your thought process. 1993, Florida State wins the national title. Nebraska should have won. Bad calls. I digress. So Florida State's number 1 in the final poll. Notre Dame's number 2. Nebraska's number 3. All 3 top 3 teams have 1 loss. Florida State beat Nebraska technically. Number 2, Notre Dame beat number 1 Florida State. But the people with the votes said Florida State was a national champ. That was the year you were going to mention, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How much time we got here?
Probably about a minute or so.
So I should have kicked this off with the top of the show. But I want to give a happy anniversary shout out to my wife. 18 years we have been married. So happy anniversary, Angie. We have lived in almost every time zone together. Mountain, Central, Eastern. For lengthy amounts of time, I might add. So it wasn't just like we were there for a week or 2. Obviously, we have 6 kids at home. Been through a plethora of things. And just knowing, I've told her, it doesn't matter what comes our way. At this point, some of the crazy things that we've seen and experienced and been through, as long as we're on the same page, we will always come out on top. So I got 2 pieces of marriage advice because all of a sudden I don't know anything, but they're marriage advice that I got from other people, and it stuck with me. So the pre-marriage counseling class, it was like before we got married. We had to do this. All right. I'll give at Christ Place on Old Cheney, give that church a shout out. Phenomenal. The lady in charge was a wonderful lady, but she had all these degrees, but she'd never been married. So I had a hard time, like there was a lack of street cred, like doing the pre-marriage class where you've never been married. And she does a great job. She's done this for a long time, but I just had a hard time kind of paying attention. But the one thing she said was, in a marriage, don't fight to be right. Have a conversation to find a resolution. And that has always stuck with me. And I always found it to be great life advice as well. Don't fight to be right. Have a conversation to find a resolution. And the last thing that we'll head to break, and actually I should mention, Terry Pettit, Nebraska volleyball coach who helped the Huskers win their first ever national title, is going to join us when we come back. And I am pumped for that interview. But this is marriage advice from 1886. Some things are old-fashioned because they just stand the test of time. I'll say this and we'll go on into break. Let your love be stronger than your hate or anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend a little than to break. Believe the best rather than the worst. People have a way of living up or down to your opinion or expectations of them. Remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship. The person you choose to marry is deserving of the courtesies and kindness you bestow on your friends. And then it says, please hand this down to your children and your children's children. The more things change, the more they are the same. Jane Wells, 1886. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th to the 20th, every Husker fan has the chance to drive the success of Nebraska athletics through NIL. Whether it's $10, $1,000, or more, your contribution counts. And football fans, don't miss the chance to double your impact. Every gift to Husker football will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB-NIL to 801-801 to contribute today. Together, we win.
The McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Arsenal tied Everton 0-0, and then Newcastle beat Leicester City 4-0. On Sunday, Man City fell to Man United in a close 2-1 game, and then Tottenham rolled past Southampton with a 5-0 win. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8 p.m.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CR-FR Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CR-F Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CR-F 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars. With the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit lovb.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store. There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th to the 20th, every Husker fan has the chance to drive the success of Nebraska athletics through NIL. Whether it's $10, $1,000, or more, your contribution counts. And football fans, don't miss the chance to double your impact. Every gift to Husker football will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB-NIL to 801-801 to contribute today. Together, we win.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. This segment of the Adam Carriker Show is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue at 11th and Cornhusker, open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burn-in sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, a full slab of delicious frickin' ribs, and half-smoked chicken, ladies and gentlemen, and much more. They've got incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, located at 11th and Cornhusker. All right, time to bring on our special guest. He was Nebraska's coach from 1977 to 1999. He helped build the Cornhuskers into a national power, led them to their first national title in 1995, 2 national runner-up finishes in 86 and 89, and 3 other national semifinals appearances in 1990, 1996, 1998, two-time National Coach of the Year and 9-time Conference Coach of the Year, Mr. Terry Pettit. How you doing, my friend?
I'm coughing, but I'm doing well. How are you?
I am glorious. And right out the gate, I've got a highly, highly intense question for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, Jake, real quick. What responses have we gotten as far as the most popular Christmas movies? And is Die Hard a Christmas movie or no?
We got A Christmas Story, The Santa Claus, Charlie Brown, and we do have somebody that said Die Hard for sure.
All right, Mr. Pettit, what is your favorite Christmas movie of all time? And is Die Hard, in fact, a Christmas movie or not?
Well, once you said Charlie Brown, I couldn't get past that.
Yep, I like that. Do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
I've watched Die Hard movies, but I don't remember enough to even comment.
No, that's all right.
So, and Christmas, because we were always involved in the tournament late into sometimes the week of Christmas. It wasn't a time that I was going to movies. But I'm glad Nebraska's busy this week. That's the main thing.
Yeah. So talk to me about what you've seen from the volleyball team this year. They're obviously a phenomenal team, but a phenomenal defensive team. You got Merritt Beeson, who was the #1 overall pick in the pro volleyball draft. I mean, you got Lexi Rodriguez, who's up one of the 4 finalists for Player of the Year, National Player of the Year in collegiate volleyball. All right, you've got so many players on this team that are good, but they seem to have gelled well, and they seem to have a special relationship with John Cook as well.
I think all that's true. The game has evolved. Nebraska is, in my mind, the best defensive team in the country. Pitt is the best offensive team in the country. But volleyball is a different game because in your first contact on defense, blocking, you score points, and maybe your second contact where you dig, that would be an assist in hockey. So you're constantly moving from defense and offense and back and forth. It's a game that is much closer to hockey than it is basketball in terms of the speed of play. Creighton and Pitt are running what I believe is the future of volleyball offensively, and that's where you have 2 left side 6 rotation players, so that you always are attacking out of the back row, and that's why Creighton had such a wonderful season with Nora Sis and Ava. I can't think of her last name, but and Pitt has the same thing with 2 6 rotation players, and then a lady that's likely to be National Player of the Year, Olivia Babcock, on the right side. Nebraska is primarily doing it with defense, and they when you look at the 3 Littles and Harper Murray, they're making plays like open field tackles in football. And that's why the game is so exciting. So whether or not teams attack at, say, a 400 attack percentage or a 100 attack percentage, the game's still exciting because of the athletic movements that people are making in the backcourt.
Talk to me about someone like Harper Murray, highly recruited out of high school, obviously some interesting things in the offseason, but she has bounced back this season, played well, set a record for most kills in a match, ended up winning the MVP this past weekend. Talk to me, like just being a coach and trying to help someone who had a bit of a roller coaster throughout the offseason, but is bouncing back strong in the season and playing well. Talk to me about Harper Murray and what you've seen from her.
I think what's happened to her doesn't happen if you don't have a coach with John Cook's will and talent, and also if you don't have teammates like Lexi Rodriguez and Merritt Beeson, who really, my understanding is, spent a lot of time with her during the summer. Of all the kids on the team, one of the sports writers in Lincoln earlier said he thought that Andy Jackson was the best player in the team, and I should have just let it ride. But I don't like comments like that. But the most critical player I would say on this team is Harper Murray. because she's a 6 rotation player, she's the only one attacking consistently out of the back row. She has the foot speed to take an average set or a poor set and accelerate and still make the play. And that's a unique talent. And I don't know of anybody that has quicker feet than she has. I think she's hitting probably around 260, 270. If Nebraska had a backcourt attacker when she was in the front row, she'd be hitting closer to 300. Because when the play is out of system and the setter comes off the net, they're still having to set Harper instead of a back row attacker. When Landfair's left front, if the play's off the net, rather than pushing it to Landfair with a 2-person block, they can set Harper in the back row and she can still be assertive and aggressive and put the other team on the defensive. But these are 4 very, exceptional teams, exceptional coaches. I like the matchup. I would be very surprised if Nebraska doesn't play very well against Penn State. I think a matchup's a good matchup. Danny Busboom-Kelly is as good a coach as there is in the country, and hers is more of a team of parts. And how she's gotten them to this point is just a sign of tremendous coaching. Dan Fisher, he's in line possibly to be named the next U.S. Olympic coach. His team is hitting 40 points higher than anybody else than Creighton. I believe they're hitting like 340 on the year, and then it goes to Creighton and 330, and then it drops down to 300. And in Olivia Babcock, he has somebody that is the most aggressive server in the country, the most difficult player to stop out of the back row. He also coaches like a baseball coach. Everything's situational. So he'll remove his best player if he has somebody on the bench in the situation that's about to happen that can handle that. That's very unusual in volleyball coaching.
So a lot of people, I don't see an unattractive matchup in this Final Four. Let's say Nebraska gets to the national championship. Obviously, you could be facing former Husker assistant coach, former Husker player, national champion here at Nebraska, Danny Busboom-Kelly. You could play Pitt, who a lot of people, it's been Pitt 1, Nebraska 2 most of the year. But let's not look ahead too far. Talk to me about Penn State. You got the 2 co-Big Ten champs, Nebraska, Penn State, going head-to-head for the right to play for the national title. Penn State beat us, and they beat us in 4 sets last time. Now, you said you expect Nebraska to play well versus the Nittany Lions on Thursday. What do you see as folks start to look ahead to this matchup?
Well, every great team, and Nebraska is a great team, these are all great teams, can slow down one player. So let's say that somebody keys on Harper Murray, and they make the decision that they're going to slow her down, and Nebraska keys on Jess Merzick, who's their best left side attacker. You have the talent to do that unless it's just a really unusual player. So then it comes down to can the second or third offensive player, can somebody else go get you 15 kills? And on Nebraska, they have to have somebody side out and transition behind the setter. So that's either Andy Jackson or Merritt Beeson. One of those players has to be successful. And on Penn State, that would be Caroline Giravicius or their other left side player, Cameron Hanna. So that, all eyes will be on maybe the most popular or the most recognizable player in these matchups. But a lot of the times it comes down to somebody else that has a big match. And when they played at Happy Valley, Caroline Giravicius, who was a redshirt freshman that had been at Nebraska, had a big match. I would be shocked if she has that kind of match, simply because Nebraska has the personnel to go in if they decide to commit there to slow that down. So it's going to be, you hear everybody say this. it's serving and passing. You can't beat a team at this level unless you're in at least the same ballpark with them serving and passing. And obviously, when Penn State was playing Nebraska at Penn State, they're playing at home. They serve tough at home. You're also looking at Nebraska, who had just beaten Wisconsin for a second time, had guaranteed themselves, probably at least a co-championship in the Big Ten. And you were looking at Penn State, who had to win that match to host a regional. From 2003 to 15, the regionals were predetermined. So you'd have Omaha, Kansas City, Sacramento, whatever. But in 2016, they went back to the top seed would have the opportunity to host the regional. And it's a tremendous advantage. If Creighton had played Penn State at Creighton, I think there's a very good chance Creighton would have won the match. And earlier in the week, Oregon went 5 with Pitt at Pitt. So where you're playing, where you're traveling to, my experience has been the play is frequently more intense in the regionals than it is the Final Four. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. One is that this year we'll have 2 days between the semifinal matches on Thursday and Sunday, and it's like an eternity. You just sit around and and there's banquets and hoopla and all that.
Yep.
But they've all played well to be here, but they've all been in a match where they either lost or could have lost. Having said that, I like Nebraska's defense and I like Penn State's offense.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to join me. I'm always a fan of defensive-minded teams, #black shorts. I love to see them out there throwing the bones after a great defensive play. I saw this on social media. The ocean covers 71% of the earth. Lexi Rodriguez covers the rest. I thought that was pretty good. And then this was an interesting stat. Merritt Beeson has, in her 2 years at Nebraska, has never lost a single home game. So I want to thank you for taking the time to join me and dropping a whole lot of knowledge our way. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Adam, and go Big Red.
All right. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th to the 20th, every Husker fan has the chance to drive the success of Nebraska athletics through NIL. Whether it's $10, $1,000, or more, your contribution counts. And football fans, don't miss the chance to double your impact. Every gift to Husker football will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB-NIL to 801-801 to contribute today. Together, we win.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The bell rings and the school day starts. The future of our fiberhoods lies in their hands. That's why Allo Fiber invests in schools, students, and the next generation of leaders. If you sign up for Allo service between now and December 31st, Allo will donate $50 to the school of your choice. Joining the Allo Fiber family isn't just about crazy fast, reliable internet. It's about giving back to your local community and investing in what matters most. Switch to Allo today and we'll donate $50 to your chosen school. Visit allofiber.com/education to make a difference now.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th to the 20th, every Husker fan has the chance to drive the success of Nebraska athletics through NIL. Whether it's $10, $1,000, or more, your contribution counts. And football fans, don't miss the chance to double your impact. Every gift to Husker football will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEB NIL to 801-801 to contribute today. Together, we win.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. This week is the Together We Win campaign for 1890 Nebraska. 100% of your contribution goes directly to student athletes in NIL. NIL is the name of the game, now retaining and attracting talent to Nebraska. And we need your help to contribute. Text NEB NIL to 801-801 or go to 1890nebraska.com. Every dollar counts. And football contributions will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. Let's rally together, Husker Nation. Together, we win. Again, text NEB, NIL to 801-801 or go to 1890nebraska.com. The campaign goes through this Friday, December 20th. All right, real quick. Any other Christmas movies come up? And anything decisive on Die Hard? What are your thoughts? You be the deciding factor. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, yes or no, Jake?
I think it is because it takes place at a Christmas party. How's it not a Christmas movie?
Seems like a Christmas. I don't know. It's been the debate that's gone on for years, seems to pop up at least once every holiday season. So I thought I'd throw it out to the masses. Does anybody disagree with you?
I haven't seen any disagreement on there. Somebody did say Miracle on 54th Street.
34th.
They meant 34th Street.
I was going to say, okay.
But they actually also, the same person that sent that in said Die Hard can take place at any time of the year, not a Christmas movie. So there's a disagreement.
But when did it take place?
Yeah, during Christmas.
Any other Christmas movies?
I don't see any more than what we mentioned earlier.
All right. I'm kind of partial to the Christmas Chronicles. Just think about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a new Christmas movie last night. Again, if you've got kids, this is perfect. I liked it regardless. It's called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Basically, it's these 6 kids who really have no parents. Nobody ever sees the parents. They're called the Hardmans. I have 6 kids. And I caused, how do I put this, a fair bit of mischief in my day. Basically, these 6 kids cause a whole bunch of problems. They terrorize the town. They terrorize the school. They never go to church. Somebody points out that there's really good food at church. All of a sudden, they go to church. There's this uber important Christmas pageant that's like a big deal every year. And they basically end up taking over the Christmas pageant. And it's really good. I don't want to give away too much more than that, but you will enjoy it. I have yet to meet a person who's watched it that did not like it. All right. The best Christmas pageant ever. They didn't even pay me for that. I don't even know I'm doing that. I just like the movie.
Like the movie.
Yeah, I just like the movie. All right. Oh, all right. Just bear with me. I'll get back to sports here in a second. But we've got drones flying over America. And we apparently don't know what's going on, even though I bet we do. We have cars. I was sent a video by a friend of mine. I think he's in Vegas, and he was going to and from the airport. The video, he's talking, and he goes, I'm talking to my driver. Turns the phone around. There's nobody in the driver's seat. The car is driving itself, either from or to the airport. Ladies and gentlemen, we have cars driving themselves. We have drones the size of SUVs. We don't know what's going on. Our pets' heads are falling off, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Please tell me, do you get that reference?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you
One
very
of my
much.
favorite movies, yeah.
I do have a theory on the drones. I will get back to sports. So, well, my theory is we know exactly what's going on, but they are more worried about people knowing what's going on and the reaction to that than the people being mad with the questions they're not getting answers to. That's my theory. But one other theory I heard, there's much more to Adam Carriker than just sports, but this is a sports station. But one other theory I heard is that they're flying the drones so low so they can sniff out oil. My reaction was, I had no idea drones could sniff. Did you know drones could sniff?
No, I didn't know that.
Let's go back to pretending our pets' heads are not falling off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to a few things here. So I realized after we did the whole Heisman debate yesterday that I never actually said who I would vote for. That dawned on me later, and I will never duck any questions. So I would have spent a really long time trying to figure this out because, again, I believe they're both worthy. I believe either guy would win like 9 out of 10 years in the Heisman race. I personally, okay, as a Nebraska guy, after a very long, and I would have done more due diligence than I even did, very long time debating this, probably would have gone with Travis Hunter. And part of it, I kind of like people who buck the trend, who do their own thing, who go against the grain. You think about what he did. Committed to Florida State. All right, that is the trend. Decommits and goes to Jackson State. Like they're not D1, right? They're not FBS. Yeah, I knew that. You go to Jackson State because of Deion, obviously. Then you go to Colorado, who is 1-11. And then you average 114 snaps a game, play 1,356 in the season. By the way, Heinrich Harburg played 96. Compare those numbers. One of the freakiest athletes on the team by our own head coach's admission, but that's going to change next year. The amount of snaps he'll play. And I just look, and this was a guy who did it. He bucked the system. He bet on himself. It's one reason I love the Hardmans, the 6 Hardmans in that Best Christmas Pageant movie. I can relate to stuff like that. I can relate to people who are like, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to do my own thing. And when you go on your own, whether it's a business, whether it's a show, whether whatever it is, there is a gigantic risk. there's a 10 times the amount of work. And in this case, you've got a guy who also tries to do everything the right way. Now, Ashton Genty, it's interesting because earlier this year, Travis Hunter basically said he should win the Heisman and Ashton Genty shouldn't. This was like 2 months ago. Ashton Genty talked about the night before how he practiced his acceptance speech because he wanted to be ready when he went up there the next day. And then when he didn't win, it basically said I should have walked away with the award. But I didn't actually give my thoughts on that yesterday. Now, a couple of other things. I'm going to jump back and forth here a few different ways. Before the last 5 additions to Nebraska football team, today's edition was notwithstanding, Isaiah Mosey, Juju Marks, Dawson Merritt, Wilsons, and Wari. Okay. 4 of them are there's Kansas City connections. And if you do a little bit of a dive into it, it seems Jamar Mosey has played a role in all of these in one way, shape, or form or another. All right. The next thing that kind of caught my eye, I saw this on warchant.com. Nebraska edge transfer at King James is up next. Or up next is his handle on X. He was interviewed here at the Ticket. But James Williams arriving at FSU. Here's what caught my eye, though. He gets out of the vehicle and he's hugging Mike Norvell, which I thought was interesting because I was like, how many times have you been around Mike Norvell that you would know him well enough to hug him right out the gate? I don't see this as a bad thing. I'm not someone who's free with hugs. So I was like, man, they must know each other a decent amount, all right, already at this point. And maybe he will end up down there at Florida State. Obviously, there's the Terrence Knighton father-like figure connection there, Jake. All right, a couple other things. All-time winning records. Now, you're going to see schools you'd expect to be here from the college football landscape: Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan, Notre Dame. Boise, I might add, is top 5. All-time winning record. You had to have played 100 games minimum. They're number 5. All right, with a 728 winning percentage. Even as rough as the past few years have been for Nebraska, and some might argue more than a few years, Nebraska is still top 10, 677. All right, see if there's anything else before we sign off today. I'm curious about this Ohio State-Tennessee matchup. It's one of the reasons I asked you a question about it. 42% of the tickets sold to that game have been to people with Tennessee like addresses or things of that nature. Tennessee residents. That's the word I'm trying to think of. So I'm curious to see how that looks on Saturday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Don't go anywhere. We will be joined by the locker room right after this. But until then, go Big Red. And always remember to throw the bones.
Husker fans, it's time to make a difference. From December 16th